video, I will recommend my itinerary to Iceland in a week in summer, and I will give you my useful travel tips. I have been to Iceland twice, and I will show you the most beautiful places to see. Once you land in Reykjavik, the only way to get around Iceland is by rental car or on organised excursions. There are no railways, so you won't be able to travel by train. If you decide to rent a car, don't save money and get full insurance because there could be risks due to extreme weather conditions, such as wind, volcanic sandstorms, and roads that flood due to rivers. The part that in my opinion is the most beautiful and that I recommend you see first is the southern area of Iceland, and I recommend you dedicate 2 days. Bear in mind that this is the most touristy and expensive area of Iceland when it comes to accommodation, so book well in advance. In Iceland, there are not many hotels, and there are mostly guest houses, so if you travel in summer, book several months in advance. Starting from Reykjavik and traveling along the ring road, the first attraction not to be missed is the Snaefellsnes waterfall. The characteristic of this waterfall is that you can pass under it, so wear suitable shoes so you don't slip, and walk around under the waterfall. Very close to this waterfall, just a few steps away on foot, there is a hidden waterfall, the Gljufrabui waterfall. It's an internal waterfall, so you can't see it from the outside. Before entering, use a complete raincoat and boots and protect your equipment, cell phone or camera from water. A few minutes' drive from this waterfall is Skogafoss, one of the most famous waterfalls in Iceland. It takes its name from the Skoga River and is 60 meters high. It is very accessible and very close to a parking lot. If you have some time available, you can also see the wreck of the DC-3 plane. To get there, however, you have to follow a path of a few kilometers on foot or take a shuttle bus. Continuing along the ring road, we arrive at the most famous black beach in Iceland, Reynisfjara Beach, which is also the most dangerous because of the waves. There is a sign with a warning that is always active, so if the light is red, do not go to the beach. There is also a small cave with some very beautiful hexagonal basalt formations. I also recommend you see the Black Beach from above by going to the Dyrhólaey viewpoint. Continuing, you arrive at one of the most iconic churches in Iceland, the Church of Vik. The view is very beautiful because you can see in the background the Black Beach and the Reynisdrangar stacks, famous for an ancient Icelandic legend. We continue and see the Fjadragljufur Canyon. It is formed by black basalt that creates amazing contrast with the green vegetation. It is famous because some scenes of The Game of Thrones were filmed here. Following the ring road, we arrive at the Svartifoss waterfall. To get there, you have to follow a path of about half an hour from the parking lot. It is a waterfall formed by black basalt columns. Its shape inspired the famous church of Hallgrímskirkja in Reykjavik. Continuing, we arrive at the Jökulsárlón Lake and the Diamond Beach. This is the largest glacial lake in Iceland, formed by the melting of the glaciers of Vatnajökull. This is the largest glacier in Europe. Since I went in the summer, the cave tours are not available, but it is possible to visit the lake with tours in a dinghy or other boats. These small icebergs that descend from the glacier reach the sea to form the famous Diamond Beach. These small ice formations that remain on the beach and slowly melt look just like diamonds. I will provide you with some useful information for parking. To park, you can pay with your credit card or ATM, or you can also download the Parker app. Once you have installed the app, simply associate the license plate of your rental car and your credit card. The car parks all have cameras and some are even without bars. Read the rates carefully, otherwise you will receive a fine through your car rental company. The last place we will see in this part is the mountain of Vestrahorn in the peninsula of Stocksnes, a very popular location for photographers. In addition to this, there is a Viking village. In reality, it is not a real village, but it was a set for a movie built in 2009 for a film that was never made. To access it, you need to buy an entrance ticket at the Viking Cafe and then continue by car. There is also a reconstruction of a Viking ship. The second area that I recommend you see is the Golden Circle. Here are the most beautiful attractions in Iceland that you absolutely must not miss. The first place you cannot miss is the Strokkur. Where is this famous glacier? You can see the steam emission every 5 minutes, so wait patiently around the area and you will see the jet of steam. The height of the jet can reach up to 30 meters. The waterfall you see is Gullfoss, which in Icelandic means golden waterfall. It is composed of two main falls, one of 11 meters and the highest of 21 meters. Another must-see is the Kerid crater. It is relatively recent, dating back to 3,000 years ago, and unlike many craters that form following an explosive eruption, Kerid was formed when a volcanic magma chamber emptied, causing the overlying ground to collapse. Another thing to see is the Thingvellir Park, a very beautiful park where you can also walk but also snorkel in the fissure between the two continents. This is in fact the separation between the North American plate and the Eurasian plate. I also recommend you see the Brúarfoss waterfall. The waterfall is very small, the drop is just 5 meters, but it is a truly turquoise waterfall, and the color comes from the volcanic ash of the source. To get there, there is a parking lot and a path of a few minutes on the plain. I give you another useful information for the travel. Iceland is a country that does not use banknotes. You can pay for everything with your ATM card or credit card. Only withdraw a small amount of Icelandic krona for emergencies. Just be aware of the fees and the exchange rate. Ask your bank for details. Another waterfall that I recommend you see is Haifoss. It is one of the highest waterfalls in Iceland, with a fall of 122 meters. The road to reach it is not short, and you cannot do it with a normal car. You need a 4x4, or you can get there with organized trips. I also recommend you see Hraunfossa, a very beautiful and suggestive waterfall where the water flows directly from an ancient lava field. Another day is to be dedicated to the Snaefellsnes Peninsula, not far from Reykjavik. In this area, you will find one of the most iconic and famous points of Iceland, the Kirkjufell waterfall and mountain. Before you get to the mountain, but only if you have the drone, you can see the road-shaped bridge, always inspired by Game of Thrones. Another very beautiful and photographed location is the Black Church of Budur. The black color is not only aesthetic, but is due to a layer of tar pitch to protect the wooden structure. I also recommend you see the Ingjaldsholt Church, which is also very beautiful and photographed. Another very beautiful place is the rock formations of Anastapi, easily reachable by car and with a short path. The last 2 days are dedicated to Reykjavik and the surrounding area, also considering the times for arrival and departure at the airport. From here, many excursions depart, among which one that I recommend is the one to watch the whales. The Reykjavik Peninsula is also an area of high volcanic activity. So if you are lucky, you can find erupting volcanoes or extinct volcanoes. I was there in 2022 and saw the crater of an extinct volcano. This is my footage shots with the drone. I was also in 2023, and I was lucky to see the beginning of the eruption of the volcano. If you are in Iceland during an eruption, be very careful and follow all the instructions provided by the Icelandic authorities. Not all eruptions are so spectacular, and some of them, like the one in 2024, are very dangerous, have also caused damage and evacuations of the inhabitants. There are also helicopter excursions that take you above volcanoes, both extinct and erupting, although these excursions, since they are by helicopter, are very expensive. I also recommend you to see the capital Reykjavik. The city centre can be visited on foot. You can see the famous church of Hallgrímskirkja. there are many places to eat and taste typical Icelandic products and buy souvenirs. If you like this video, put a like or follow my channel. It's free for you, but for me is very important. Thank you.